All right, so how do we measure wealth? It's just assets divided by liabilities, current ratio, right? You can call it quick or current, whatever. The ledger, Jason, you've got the assets over here, what liability, which you can have what you consider, revenue is coming in, and that's all fucked up, by the way. That's another issue. I got the ledger system. I learned that in college, but I mean, we knew accounting before college, so I mean, but we really go through GAAP, general accepted accounting principles, and then you go through accounts receivable, accounts payable, different how you put things where in the ledger, how you report it through Securities and Exchange Act, whatever it might be. But me, and I mean, it's obvious. I'm a big whistleblower. I'm checking this out. Really, I'm really enjoying this podium that I have here. I'm leaning on my bar counter, the counter of my bar, whatever you want to call it. Behind you, okay, is the kitchen, and then behind me it's dark, obviously outside, so it's like you can't see the swimming pool. You can kind of see me walking there. Got some issues there. I should talk about the physical therapy too, which is an interesting situation. I turn my AC on. I don't do that too much. Whenever these bugs start going crazy, and they've been getting me, so I put it back on. Now, of course, it's getting colder. I like it to be above 75, So, yeah, here's where I'm coming. I'm this big whistleblower, so I don't have any problem talking about this. I've met many people who can be considered the top echelon of making money, that they call it, the racist dollars. So how do you quantify wealth? I mean, the whole issue is how do you quantify health? How do you measure what health is, And, well, it should be easy with regard to wealth, net worth. You got the assets, you got the liabilities, boom, that's what you got. We got, Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, up over, 70 billion. And of course you got, well, Elon Musk. They were seeing he was going to be going up over 100 billion. And of course you got Jeffrey Bezos, and you got, Warren Buffett. And by the way, these are all American. Well, I guess Elon Musk would be African American because he's from South Africa. I don't know if he's American yet. He kind of has to be. He's working with NASA. Oh, whatever. So, Bill Gates and these guys, they're showing over $100 billion, whatever. That's their net worth. I've met many billionaires. I've seen. I mean, I've met people who. I worked for companies whereby we would just keep track of people's money. Literally, you're paying a person almost $100,000 just to keep track of a person's dollars. It's weird, right? But as I met these people, okay, so I mentioned Mark Zuckerberg. He might be worth all as much money. People think he's worth. These people are poor. You're running into issues of liquidity when you're dealing with, but they have stock, Jason. Try to sell that stock. As soon as they go to sell that stock, all the other shareholders like me would be like, hold on a second. Why are you selling? What do you know, Mark? What do you know? Jeffrey Bezos. By the way, Amazon's, falling hard year to date. I gotta write some more books. I'm actually having this tablet sit, I'm using this book because it's on a book right now. I'm elevating, trying to get this up a little bit. I might have to use something else to get even higher because you can see it's just looks weird the way I have this. But I'm trying different things, different studios, right? So how do you quantify? I'm just going to take it right back to health. Okay, there's so many people. Oh, but Jason, you don't know. All the elite people, they have the best doctors. Just because you're paying more dollars for a doctor doesn't mean you have money or dollars or any kind of wealth. And doesn't mean you have health. I've run into the issue with regard to my own self, whereby it's I feel concerned that I don't want to have to go. I could go ahead and pay more, and I've been running into this issue. Okay, great. I can go ahead and pay for more massotherapy to work on this. It feels like it's come back 100%, but the reality is I'm still having issues turning it on to go running. I have issues trying to. I don't get sick though. Hey, I like this better actually with this in the background. I'm like leaning over it. I just like take one little step. How do you measure wealth? And again, it's about health. It goes right back to freedom. How free are you? Like I said, just because Elon Musk has all this dollars on paper. Dollars, it's not grace. It could be it's a form of grace. It's still a transaction we're dealing with here, So it's more deceptive, more manipulative. People can think that they have riches when in reality they're held down by debt. If you have debt, you're already obviously going to feel it in your life, all right? And then, of course, as I've seen, more than 10,000 credit reports, probably a few thousand, like, actual checking account, bank account, information, and investments, and looked at different things. Been a part of huge pension fund and 401k, 403b. Not just marketing, but involved in how firms would hire large cap, mid cap, small cap, fixed income, managing all these different investments, these dollars. I'm a speculator. I'm not an investor, and I'm more into crypto, y'all. But that's still, it's not like it wouldn't be considered wealth just because you have these things that look like they're tangible or intangible, showing these dollar signs, or what about, dollars in Hawaii or dollars in Puerto Rico or, Haiti. I love Haiti. Obviously Jamaica, or there's Mexico. These dollars will be worth more there. Obviously, what is a peso? How do you deal with? I mean, I'm a member of California, a resident of California gets free college education for it at the state institutions, but a non-resident doesn't get free. So how do you quantify these different things? I mean, I'm considered blind, so I get, if we're here in Florida, I get at least half of my college, not just tuition, but just the whole college paid for. And that's why in Texas, Utah, 100%, and a few other states in this country. By the way, what if you go to college? Now, you might get student debt. Russia, they don't, it's 100% free college tuition and room and board, everything. All higher education is paid for and anywhere in Asia. Other advanced nations, obviously Europe. We're one of the only countries that charges people for, housing and healthcare, obviously the whole higher education stuff, pretty much across the board. But yeah, California is a good example, 100%. But how do you quantify and measure wealth? I'm telling you, it goes right back to because a good example, I'm from Cleveland, so we had Al Lerner, the owner of the Cleveland Browns, and I think it's alleged he gave about $100 million to the Cleveland Clinic because they gave him an extra 9 months. He had some kind of tumor, and they were able to find a way to let him live longer. This guy he owned MBNA, which was bought out by Bank of America. Okay, so $85 billion. So, but he didn't get all of it. It's shareholders. So There's so many people who are just sick and they might look like they have all these dollars, but they're not even going paycheck to paycheck. I mean, I'm not kidding you. You've seen it on the mainstream televisions, whereby people are getting their private jets possessed through, people go, they hire these banks hire these third-party companies to go send a guy in and go take that airplane, a private airplane, and then take it back to the auction so they get the money out of what they owe on it. You'd think that these guys own all these things free and clear. I'm telling you, you'd be surprised with the things that I've seen. I mean, I've seen credit reports of basketball players in the National Basketball Association. Their credit scores were below 500. And then, of course, their income was just going straight to their mother or father. They'd have just a straight, and of course the agents would just be ripping them off. So great, they got all this information, a lot of income. Where's it going? They themselves can't even live their own lives. And well, okay, then you got the superstars. Well, they're making big time money, aren't they, Jason? I mean, there's a lot of reports out there of players in the 1990s, completely, totally. They have not only are they broke today, but they're so far in debt. I mean, you think these professional singers, these big names, have all kinds of dollars, but they can't live. They're held down by their agents, their managers, the marketers, obviously, and people are working for those big time dollars. That's all they have to live on is just the next transaction, the next album. So I can't emphasize enough that you got to be liquid, which it's not too many people you're going to be able to find who are actually liquid. Most of the people who you might consider billionaires, it's just a net worth thing in terms of what we hear in the United States of America as the white supremacy system of the dollars. These people have been making a good lie and manipulation game of this is how much they're worth. How free are you? Can you actually just get up whenever the hell you want and fly off to the Caribbean, fly off to Dubai? Can you just get up and fly off to, not just fly off, but get on people love it. I'm rich, I'm thinking a cruise. Cruises are just dirty, by the way. A lot of homeless people live on cruises. Did you know that? And then not only just do people who are considered homeless doing that, not nomads like me, okay, but then you got people who also sneak onto those cruises. They get on, what do you call it, employees of cruise liners sneak them on. And they got to go throughout the ship and just keep hiding around. What is money? So how you measure, it goes right back to health. So I'm going to talk some more about these other things too with regard to, I mean, I can't emphasize enough. I've met the billionaires. I've seen the statements, talk to their CPAs and reviewed the real estate and held the bars of gold in my, seriously, these bars of gold that I held, these things are heavy, but of course most Americans don't consider gold to be money. It's just like, oh well, it's not in a dollar, it's actually worth hell of a lot more. Have you ever seen a Bitcoin? You have one shiny little Bitcoin right now, it's worth way over $25,000. Just one. You need 25. I don't even have it. You need $25 bills. These scooters that I have, because of inflation, they're worth more than what they're paying for now. This tablet, I paid from a friend just a few dollars for this thing. Not much, less than $100. But I mean, these things are retailing. These tablets are retailing. I mean, even these phones. So the dollars is just like every second it changes, and especially with inflation today. Today being, oh my God, so 1, 2, 3, the 4th of June 2024. Wow, I'm thinking the June 4th, 2022. I'll just finish this off. I'm over 15 minutes. Look at this eyesight, though. What is up? It's about happiness, y'all. It's about love, and really, love is about yourself. Happiness. How do you measure happiness? Oh, I'll make a video about that one too. That's gonna be fun. How do you measure gentleness? How do you measure peace? Yeah, all this stuff though. Another thing too, you can quantify wealth. Another thing you can quantify. I'm proving it. How do you quantify peace and calmness? Go look at the cities. The cities, their crime statistics. You can see how sick this country is by our crime, by the obesity, by the STD rates, by the drug activity. The numbers are right there, y'all. This country is very sick and impoverished. And the debt, in 1950 we were the number one creditor in the world. Creditor. And now we're the number one debtor, United States of America. So this country is just taking it up, they're bent over a barrel. It's a presidential term by Donald Trump. He's something else. He's a real mess. I like his presidential terms, though, shithole, slimeball. Oh, my God. 16 minutes. Let's just finish this off. Where's the button? Oh, there it is, right down there. There's so many things I want to say about this whole wealth. I'm into it because I thought, I thought that it was all measured on dollars, and because we're the world's reserve, the dollar system, then this is where it is. And I the first year I made over $100,000. The next year I'm like, okay, so then I'll make $300,000, then I'll make $1 million, then I'll make $5 million, then I'll keep working my way up to maybe $100 million. Why the hell is it about dollars? Is there more to this? I don't care then for $1 million. I don't care then for $500,000. I don't care for $100 million. I don't care for $1 billion. And if I needed that, if I wanted that, these condos, where I talk about this too, these condos, you can get these things so cheap. A 1 bedroom, well, these were going for in the 50s. This one just sold less than 2 months ago for $84,500. These are the cheapest that I found anywhere in the entire state of Florida. The 2 bedrooms were in the 80s. Now you won't get anything less than 110, less than 105. The 2 bedrooms in these Daytona Beach Golf Course country club condominiums. So you see in dollars, okay? There's other ways to get things. I mean, of course, the churches live their lives according to white supremacy under the dollar system, and they're so fucked. You're not seeing healings in those places. You're not seeing healthy relationships. Oh, what's another one? How do you quantify and measure? Oh, that's a good wow. How to measure relationships. How to measure marriage. I mean, you saw the Johnny Depp thing. I gotta talk about that too. Oh my God, there's so much stuff. I'm just having fun watching this to review. To really, I'm liking the position, and I'm liking the lighting, and at night it's really cool because the counter looks like it's a good. There's a lot of shadows right here. You can't see that, I don't think, on video. I'm gonna go about 20 minutes anyway. I'm already over 1913, 1912, 1913, 14, 15. I'm so proud that I can see these numbers. And this right eye is still, it's funny, these fibers kind of just, there's got to be a way I can get them to just go poof, I got it.